Hello everyone and welcome back to Newegg TV. I'm Steve and today we're going to do an overview on these two EVGA video cards. These are the GTX 760, the SC version, superclocked, and the standard version. Here we have the outside of the box. It's EVGA's GTX 760 as you can see with 2 GB of GDDR5 memory and incorporates GPU Boost 2.0 as you'd expect from any NVIDIA card. Any of the newer ones, excuse me. It is 3-way SLI capable, but more than that, it's actually 4-way SLI capable, although that's a lot more rare to see, but it is capable of doing that. Let me turn the box on the side here and show you a little bit about the power requirements. It is a 500 watt or greater power supply is going to be needed as a minimum of 30 amps on the 12-volt rail. Also, it's PCI Express Gen 1, 2, and 3. You're going to need an 8-pin PCI Express power connector or 2 available 6-pin ones and 1 6-pin in addition to that. They do provide a adapter so that you can use the 2 6-pin to an 8, as well as a Windows operating system, 8.7 Vista XP. Let's take a look on the inside of the box. Okay, so everything that comes inside the box is here in front of me. I'm going to show you the poster that you get. It is the famous Game of Pwns poster. If you watched any of Kyle's 15 videos he did on the 770, you'll know that poster very well. And also inside you get a little powered by EVGA badge, and as well as some decals, which are a little too big for the frame. I apologize for that. And then I have a CD from EVGA, although it does have the drivers in it, I recommend going to either EVGA's website or, more importantly, probably NVIDIA's website to get the newest ones. There is a little warning, an important notice here that it does come with a full UEFI, but in some cases it might need an update for your motherboard, but I wouldn't do that unless you absolutely have problems. Don't just go jumping into that unless you know what you're doing. Then we have a little warning that the card will be hot, and you should wait 2 minutes after you turn it on and use it before picking it up, because apparently you could burn yourself like hot coffee from McDonald's. Then it shows you the different ways that you can use different power adapters to get the appropriate power for this particular card. You notice here we get two actually nice braided adapters from EVGA. 4-pin Molex, two 4-pin Molex, excuse me, go into a 6-pin PCIe adapter, as well as a 2 6-pin to an 8-pin PCIe power. Inside the box we also get this user guide as well as this quick start guide and a handy dandy adapter in case you have a really old monitor and you need to use it. You can go from DVI to VGA on that. So let's take a look at the card. So here's a look at the card itself, and you notice it still has the same blower style fan. They went from the metal now to a plastic shroud. If I go to the front, you can still see that by design it still uses the same fin array on the inside. Now since I'm here, I might as well talk to you about the I/O. I have 2 different DVI ports, as well as the HDMI and the display port. And I flip around to the back here. At the top, here's the 2 SLI fingers for connection in SLI mode. At the bottom, we have PCI Express Gen 3. And right in the center here, of course, you can tell it's a black PCB. And as well as some of the memory here. 2 GB of memory, by the way. Memory interface is 256-bit and a total memory bandwidth of 192.26 gigabytes per second. That's going to actually boil down to a texture filtering rate of 94.1 gigatexels per second. That's, of course, utilizing that GK104 Kepler GPU. 28 nanometer process, as you guys know, 3.54 billion transistors. The streaming multiprocessors, or the SMX units, you're looking at 6 of them on board. And 192 CUDA cores per SMX unit gives you a grand total of 1,152 CUDA cores, 96 texture units, 32 RLP units, and a base clock of 980 megahertz and a boost clock of 1033 and a memory clock of 6008 megahertz. No change from the reference board for the 760, so EVGA is keeping it just the same, unlike the SC version, which I'll talk about in just a moment. I just want to show you too before I forget, we have the power connectors I mentioned earlier in the accessories. Here's a 6-pin and the 8-pin PCI Express. Let me go ahead and jump over to the other card, which I have right over here, and it's still covered in plastic for you, so just remove that. Pretty much no change here. so nothing fancy. Just go ahead and flip around to the back and show you everything else is the same except for that part number, which means it's the superclock version. So they went up from 980 megahertz to 1072 and a boost from 1033 all the way up to 1137. No change on the memory, it's still 6008 megahertz. But before I forget to, I did want to mention they did employ the H.264 encoding in the pipeline on these cards. Just like all the other Kepler-based desktop GPUs, you'll be able to, it'll be Shield compatible, but I should mention also it's Shadowplay capable, this card. Which basically means you'll be able to record your games instead of using Fraps. You'll be able to use Shadowplay and enable that, that GPU to encode it on the fly for you, saving you some frame rate, get you a little bit better gameplay and all your footage, however you end up uploading it to YouTube or wherever else you end up sharing it. And that wraps up our video on EVGA's GTX 760, both the SC version superclocked as well as the standard edition. If you liked this video, go ahead and click the like button. If you haven't already done so, click subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.